Today you're watching the 163 Reasons Why Real Estate Agents Fail YouTube channel. And today's presentation is all about failure reason number one. Now you're going to benefit from this presentation today because you're going to discover why real estate agents are losing thousands of dollars every year. I'm about to change your life in real estate for the better and provide you with valuable solutions to the challenges that you face every day in your real estate business. Now these solutions are not available from any other source. Because I sold residential real estate for over 20 years in South Florida, I learned 163 ways in which real estate agents can fail. Now that I'm retired from the real estate business, all I want to do is just give back to that business that provided me with such a good living for so many years. So let's get started. The truth is that real estate agents are losing thousands of dollars every year because they don't know how to demonstrate their value to home sellers when they're taking a listing. All too often, a real estate agent is asked by a home seller to reduce their commission if they want to get the listing. The majority of the time, the real estate agent feels what we've all felt at some time or other when we really wanted something. We feel the fear of loss. So just for a second, put yourself in the place of this agent that I'm talking about. At this point, you're probably thinking, well, if I don't reduce my commission, I won't get the listing. So what do these poorly trained real estate agents do when they're asked by a home seller to cut their commission? Usually what they do is they cave to the demands of the sellers and they reduce their commission. And in the process, not only do they totally destroy their credibility as a professional real estate agent, but they also lose thousands of dollars because of their fear. Now, if you're truthful with me, you'll admit that this scenario has played out way too many times in your office too. So the question is this: how do you solve this problem? What I'm about to tell you is not theory or something that I just made up out of my head. After selling real estate for 20 years in South Florida, I learned what works and what doesn't. And believe me, this works because I used this technique myself many, many times. But there are two things that you need in order to put thousands of extra dollars in your pocket every year from every single listing. First, you have to have a great, and I mean really great, unique listing presentation that will demonstrate your value. It's been from my experience selling real estate that 99.3% of all real estate agents, when they go on a listing appointment, they just wing it. And that's the problem. Most real estate agents in today's market fail to get more listings because when they go out on a listing presentation, they just wing it. They have no planned word-for-word presentation that I used to have. Secondly, you have to have the guts to ask for what you want and not back down. And the only way you can do this is by having a unique listing presentation to demonstrate your unique value. So, if you aren't getting a minimum of a 7% commission on every listing you take, you are a weak real estate agent. I don't mean to be rude, but that's just the way that it is. Now here's why. You don't have a unique listing presentation that demonstrates your value to the sellers. Because if you look like every other real estate agent, talk like every other real estate agent, you will be treated very poorly, just like every other real estate agent. Now what I did was I created my own very unique listing presentation that demonstrated to home sellers why I was totally different from every other real estate agent in my market. And after giving them my unique word-for-word planned listing presentation, I would tell my sellers, my standard commission is 7%, and here's how it breaks down. 4% will go to the selling agent, and 3% will go to my office. I would look the sellers right in the eye and I would say, so tell me, Mr. and Mrs. Sellers, if you or if all the other homes in the neighborhood are offering a 2% or 3% commission, who is going to get the majority of showings to potential buyers? It's going to be you, because your house is going to be offering a 4% commission. So I'll also say to the home sellers, your house, of course, is the one that's going to be shown the most, because the real estate agents are going to make the most money selling your home. Doesn't that make sense, Mr. and Mrs. Seller? But here's the kicker. If you don't have a great, and I mean really great, unique, planned, word for word listing presentation that you can deliver every time, you can never be able to pull this off successfully. It was only because I used a unique word for word planned listing presentation that sellers that they had never seen before, because I created it myself. That's what allowed me to command a minimum of 7% under any market conditions, in any area, and in any price range. But I know what you're thinking at this point. But my market is different. Sellers just don't pay a 7% commission in my area. Believe me when I tell you, because I've been there. Sellers will pay you whatever you ask, but only if you don't look like, sound like, and act like every other real estate agent out there. As I stated at the beginning of this presentation, you will benefit by having a unique, planned, word-for-word listing presentation, because you will discover that you will no longer lose thousands of dollars on your closed real estate transactions. Now, think about how you can create your own listing presentation that is totally unique to you and your market, and then go out and you learn it word for word. Now, it's not going to be easy, but it will certainly be worth it to your bottom line. This channel uploads a new video every day, 7 days a week. But until next time, go out there and give a home seller your unique listing presentation. Take the listing that is priced right and get a 7% or higher commission. You can do this.